It's another moment in your day for Sit in It, the podcast with myself, Tracy A. Martin. I am a whole life hypnotherapist practitioner and life guide intuitive. And the reason that this began is because many of you that have been clients of mine, followers, have started asking if they could ask questions and have places for them to sit in or contemplate. And that's where it began. We're now in season 3, and today we're going to be filming this or recording this episode. And it's always only when someone submits a question through email at support@livingwholeonpurpose.com. Please do like and subscribe to Opening Doors Productions on YouTube. And when you look down, you'll see a plethora of all the episodes. You'll see that there is never, ever a description on them. And it's because I want your heart and the you of all that you are to be guided to whichever episode or season and episode that you are guided to in that moment, because there's always going to be words there for you to sit in. And that is part of helping you help yourself remember how amazing you are and how you have no idea till you get in. And so this week we have a podcast that's working around a woman that is asked to be called Rachel. So thank you so very much, Rachel, for reaching out. And this is the question as it is. Good morning, Tracy. I'm not sure where to start or even how to properly express this or what I need. This was to be a simple email with a question for Sit in It. However, with everything that has been going on, happening in the universe, plus just finished watching the love bombing on Sit in It, as well as rereading my 5 love languages course, as well as the test that I had to do in my journaling, making sure I had my non-negotiables as my requirements for me to focus on in the last 6 months of this year for vision, focus, and I'm not feeling like I'm on a merry-go-round. I feel a multitude of emotions constantly, all day. My chest feels even heavier, my throat, my sternum, the pain felt all in a line. I know I deserve it all. I am at peace. I feel and am ready for all that is meant for me to meet me. All is well. However, my biggest struggle in my head, the size of a single piece of sand, is that I constantly overthink, overanalyze, and always have. I feel I am meant to take all that I've experienced as learning, and I'm okay with being alone, even though deep down I want eternal love, to be chosen and belong, and this will be my next life, I guess. I know that I am here to help others in this life. I know I am open, I am ready. I believe for love, abundance, success, and to lead and support others. And I'm trying to be the lighthouse in my life. And when someone shows attraction or care, for me to not overthink, analyze, but to allow, which I feel I am, but maybe I am not. My question for Sit in It, and maybe for anyone else out there feeling this, is do you feel that some people on earth in this lifetime are not meant to find their divine love? They're meant to experience the learning through love, pain, and loss to use in their next lifetime journey. So as you can see, that's a very, very loaded question. And Rachel, that's a massive breakthrough just for you alone to have reached out and wanted to sit and contemplate more. Now, many of you, it doesn't matter if you're female or male, and there is only 2 genders. Did you know that we know that many people are at this apex right now? Many of you who are ready to move deeper and have requirements because of the experiences what of lack of love has done. Lack of love is the only thing that's ever going to hurt. Love never hurts. But what is happening is because many of you, especially that have come out of relationships that were no longer fulfilling, You're back out in what we would call, the new dating world. And unfortunately, there are many, many people trapped in broken mind traps. And you are so busy protecting yourself, and you don't realize that you shut absolutely every chance for love down. You're inundated with tons of people believing to be professionals in their era that are telling you what you should be doing and not doing. No different than that sitcom, that Sit in It podcast, where you were watching and seeing what love bombing really is. And love bombing is beautiful. You're being bombarded with beautiful love. But how many of you realize that most of the world, because they have been so oversensitized, have zero consistency? Shiny object, shiny object, shiny object. That's where ghosting comes in. That is where people have been so used to playing in a text message and messaging centers that they don't actually have to be accountable. And that's why that Sit in It podcast around ghosting also has everything to do where many of you are right now, of why am I so alone? And why do I feel so lonely? And there's also many of you in relationships that feel even more alone, even more lonely. And there was a hijacking that was done and is continually been happening to feast off of your sadness, your loss, your frustration, and you have been hoodwinked into believing that you are continually being sabotaged. And did you know that your programming of that sabotage mind, of that poverty mind, has rooted back from when you were first even in the womb? And this is old conditioning that had many women being taught it was all about the man, that you were worthless and you were just there to be supportive, that everyone else is more important than you. And this whole Western side of society was completely trapped in these broken mind traps of what a mom is, even. Raise of hands, how many of you had no idea how to love yourself and do self-care? And you were trying to continually pour from an empty cup because you believed your children and the love of your life and whatever fur babies you have and anyone that you work with or friendships or your families are all more important, and that you would drop everything to be of service to them. And this is highly toxic. Number one, anyone that has to live from a place of obligation will always end up with resentment. And this is happening in many relationships right now. Many of you that are single and out there are realizing from just putting your toe back in the water and having some experiences from men that are really boys pretending, and many of you men that have gotten your toe back in the water, and you're seeing women that are really girls pretending, and it's making you do this even more. And like I had said in the last episode, where many of the BS bots that are out there that aren't even real, that have been playing upon your confidence, has everything to do with why you are where you are now. Rachel, the moment that you actually believe that you're not supposed to have your divine love in this lifetime is a belief that will hold you back. Everything that you believe will be the belief. Your subconscious mind, super consciousness, source, universe, divine, one creation is literal. There's no judgment. It doesn't know good, it doesn't know bad. It just knows what you're continually focusing in through belief which means you're asking for it. When we can perceive something, then we can believe it, then it happens. So the moment that you contemplated through small little experiences of believing that your divine love is not out there, means you just sabotaged in that playfulness in the mind who believed, no, but I'm going to actually call you out. I'm going to call you out hard, and I'm going to call many of you out hard. We as adults speak what we mean, and we mean what we say. Our actions are not just from our words. Our actions will always be who we really are. How many of you have been online and you start to have some kind of banter with someone else? No different than if I was on any kind of dating app, like I have told many of you before, I would have conversations and I would be very specific in the questions that I ask to know a little about them and whether they're very willing or not to speak, as well as if they're going to be wanting to ask questions about me as well. Because this shows some form of connection, because love wants to know the other inside out. Curiosity is where love is. Curiosity, not humility. Curiosity is where you move through into more creation. Did you know innocence and purity is the highest level of love? And that is why we protect our children. And that's why we learn the most from our babies. Because they know what love is unconditionally. Curiosity, innocence, purity. We know when we look at absolutely every brand new relation, we are going to look at it from a brand new space of curiosity. A true divine masculine man will want to know you, not just physically, but spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Same as a divine feminine. We want to know everything about you, how you tick, where you have relatability, where there's contrast, where you have certain stances and beliefs. The more that you get to know someone, then you start going deeper into the knowingness. But what's been happening with many of you on this plane is you're so scared of being abandoned and you're lying to yourself. And what I mean by that is how many of you have reached out to me in the last while, and that's why many of you are going through this right now, where you've started to connect with someone. And it's great that the chase began and the man is pursuing you, the female. And you feel, oh my gosh, I think there's something here. And you talk and you talk and you talk. And then you do graduate and start having audio, and then you start having video. And then it's like it stays right there. How many of you were the ones that were stopping it from going forward? How many of you? How many conversations did you have where you pulled back and went to a place of protection instead of being an open book through every brand new conversation you're having? And if you feel like it's not moving forward, then you're not adulting. As living adult beings, we need progression, or you're lying. So what happens the moment that you stand in all the requirements or the list of what you want and what you do not want in any form of relationships, which should be, it doesn't matter if it's your girlfriend, doesn't matter if it's a lover or someone in your family. These requirements are what love is to you. And those should be requirements that everyone in your life is going to give to you. Or you will know where they lack and you'll keep them in that space accordingly. There are many types of friendships. I have many clients who have become friends. I have many friends that are acquaintances, some that I have a close relationship with, and some that I have an intimate relationship with. And I have my children, my grandchildren, I have many forms of relationships in my life. But I have requirements of how they are allowed to be in my life. Because if they cannot have that respect and honor for myself, then I will respect and honor their wishes by keeping them over there where they need to be. You are the same way. So is this, when you're reaching out, and if you're not willing to put yourself out there, then that means you are creating sabotage. I've had so many people tell me I am working so much that I don't have time to give to anyone else. So that means you have bought into the broken mind traps that work is more important than a relationship. That work is just something that brings a means of something to you. And whether you have to put in 20-hour days or not, one text message, one 5-minute phone call is everything that always will show that you care, that you're thinking of them, and this is consistency. It is about quantity and quality. Which one do you need? Is this one of your requirements? If you need to be with someone all the time, then that's part of your requirements. Or is the quality of every minute, moment, is that more important? Many of you are trapped in survival mode right now. And that is where people are feeling so very reactive. And so many of you have started to really shut down. Now, the last 6 years was the massive psyop that kept you completely hidden in your house, not wanting to go out anymore, not wanting to speak to anyone, because you see all the people that are just a part of a program and you know they're soulless beings. And there's many of you that are feeling trapped and you're scared to get back out there. When does fear ever work for you? Everyone is allowed, number one, to change their mind. Everyone is allowed to be happy. Everyone is allowed to be loved, safe, secure, and heard. So the easiest way to understand what a relationship is and what one of your requirements is that should be the first on your list. Feeling loved, safe, secure, and heard. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And does your spirit have to be exactly the same? No. We are all a different song. We are a different frequency and auric field. When I read into anyone, no one looks the same. It's your footprint. It is your fingerprint. It is your energeticness. And that is what makes you divine and perfect and a miracle and magic. And as long as you don't believe in yourself and you don't love yourself, how is someone else going to love you? That magnetic attraction is just going to bring more abandonment, more sadness, and more loss. So Rachel, the biggest thing I'm saying to you right now is many of us who know who you are wish that you could see us the way we see you, because you are here on purpose. You are life itself having an experience. Why would you want to experience more loss and abandon? Why is it, and who is it going to take to prove to you that you are lovable and allowed to be loved? This is where I want all of you that are feeling these right now to sit in. I love myself so wholly, and I am a master of focusing on what I want to manifest continually, because it is not a hope, it is not a wish, it is a requirement. It's a knowing. And this is part of the reason why you're hearing these words and taking what you need and leaving the rest behind at this time. Because I'm here to tell you, I have had the most loving relationships in all of my life. And they brought to me exactly what I needed at that time because of who I was and what I thought of myself and what my idea of love was. Some of my ideas of love absolutely were being a doormat and being abandoned and perfection and because I had to go in to realize again that my idea of what love is and what love is not was my whole idea of what love was, because the subconscious mind only knows what is completely repeatedly happening to you. And it became normal. It became you, your idea. So Rachel, I want you to email back support@livingwholeonpurpose after this conversation tonight or today, whenever you are going to be listening to this, looking at this and feeling this. And any of you feeling this way as well, I want you to write down, I want you to sit in and superly contemplate all the life choices that you have made, because they were choices made by you. You are an experience having experiences. Some you don't want. Some you absolutely want more of. And one of the biggest things why I have so many people write the love letter to the love of their life, thanking them for everything they bring to you. Those love letters are going to change throughout the course of your life, because you are not who you were when you were an infant. You are not who you were when you were 4. You are not who you were at 14, at 24, at 34, 44, 54, 64, 74, 84, 94. You have had experiences that have shaped and molded you. But everyone that I have met that is feeling hung up, feeling desperate, feeling so alone and lonely, and so tired and exhausted and feel like giving up, I want you to start loving yourself and putting yourself on those date nights. I want you to experience life and living, not existing. I want you to begin with you doing this for you. Because the more that you are your biggest supporter, cheerleader, and creator in your life, the more it's going to magnetize to you. You don't have to chase anything. And he can't find you when you have shut down and said he's not important enough. What lies are you actually saying to yourself that are holding you back from the grandest life you've ever seen? Only when you are ready. Only when you allow. So this is one thing I would like a lot of you to sit in at this time, male and female. I'm talking to the man and the woman. I'm not interested in children, little girls and little boys pretending. I want you to man up and woman up and start absolutely intentfully speaking exactly what it is that you want. And did you know, part of the question that you asked was, do you believe that some people are here to experience loss, abandonment, sadness in this lifetime? Never were you ever here to have to live in lack. One infinite creation, source, God, whomever it is to you, is love, infinitely ever expanding, on purpose, exactly. Exactly. Only the manipulation, deceit, and deception of what is not love, what is lack, what is a lie, what is false evidence appearing real. And I'm here to tell you there's a lot of charlatans out there, a lot of manipulators out there. And that is why your focus, your drive, your integrity, your idea of what love is, and your requirements are so amazing at this time. Because, like I have said, we are on this plane of existence, and it has been a war for our soul. Because, again, there are many soulless beings on this plane, and they don't know how to feel the sentience of all that you are. I, as the love that I am, have zero tolerance for lack, because lack is a lie. It is void of love. It is playing in a broken mind space, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And the only people I allow in my close life are those that have the love that's within them, that they show up, they speak intentfully, and their actions back them. What do you want? What requirements do you want? I know with every relationship I've ever had, everyone, even if I meet someone at a grocery store, is on purpose. It is continually teaching me who I want to be or who I do not want to be, and how I should show up. That is what love is. Love is never ending, ever expanding. You can't just pretend for a while, and love will show you if you're pretending. Many of you are done with fake. Many of you are done with all the lack of love. That is where tough love comes in. Tough love does not accept at all anything pretending to be, because it's fake. And that's what liars are. And excuses are lies. So what excuses are you using not to get out there? What excuses are you using so that you can keep protecting yourself from getting hurt? And I'm here to tell you, you'll feel more sad and more sad the more you believe you need to protect your heart. Your heart is stronger than anything. Love is the ultimate power. Lack is weak and pathetic. So as long as you buy into lack, then your divine counterpart is not interested. Start acting like the queen that you are. That's the only way you're going to get your king. And he will love who you are because of who you are. And if you don't love you, then who can change that? Many of you, and it's called the NLP approach, the neuro-linguistic programming. And if you have someone that you look up to because of who they are, how they hold themselves, I don't want you to feel jealousy, and I don't want you to feel envy because or compete or want to compete with them, but it's traits. When you can look at several people that you think have qualities that you would love strengthened, that is fantastic, and that is a stepping stone. But when you want to be that person, then it becomes toxic, because you're forgetting who you are. That you have many people who love you, and you have no idea how many people are in love with you, and you have no idea. What are you going to do to change from this moment forward? Number one, if you don't love yourself, no one's going to ever bring you the love that you desire, because you have to require it from yourself first. You have to be a living, breathing statement and billboard the people who are the most successful in their lives, and you see that they manifest the most beautiful life, is because they do not allow anything else other than that plan to happen. They focus continually. They grow continually inside, and everything growing inside grows your outside world. It's not sci-fi. It is proven. So I want you to take what you need. I want you to leave the rest behind. I want you to kick yourself with the grandest love hug you've ever felt. I want you to make yourself show up for you again. I want you to make those lists of requirements. I want you to love so wholly. I've had many people that I've met in my life say to me, I love how you love so hard like you've never been hurt. And I'm going to leave you with this. I have never been hurt. I've had experiences. They are not who I am. They're just experiences in my tool belt of what I want and what I do not want, and what I'm so grateful that I am not, and who I'm so grateful I am not. There's no real such thing as PTSD. It's you reliving something that happened and deciding it's a part of you. So when you can look at someone and love them wholly, fully, with curiosity to want to get to know them, could you ever be hurt by them? You can only have experiences. And that is where your permission comes in. That is where your requirements come in. I want you to remember who you are. I want you to remember that you are the most amazing, loving being having experiences here right now. And you have a chance of this lifetime of who you are to make it, to make them all epic. And the more epic you make your life because of how divine you are, then only a divine is going to find you. So thank you for listening, contemplating, taking what you need and leaving behind. This is Tracy A. Martin. And again, if you have questions that you want put out there, please do submit your email to support@livingwholeonpurpose. And again, like and subscribe and help our channel grow to get this out to everyone here at Opening Doors Productions here on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you very much because of you.